Have you ever wondered what would happen if you stepped into a place where a simple mistake could cost you your life within minutes? Most people imagine deserts, war zones, or deep jungles when they think of dangerous places. But the most dangerous place on Earth may actually be a frozen continent at the bottom of the world, Antarctica. At first glance, it looks peaceful. Endless white landscapes, massive glaciers, stunning mountains covered in snow. It almost feels untouched and pure. But beneath that beauty lies one of the most hostile environments humans have ever encountered. Antarctica is the coldest place on Earth. Temperatures can drop below negative 100 degrees Fahrenheit in some areas. At those extremes, exposed skin can freeze in minutes. Breathing becomes painful. Equipment fails, and even basic survival turns into a challenge. One, and the cold is only the beginning. The continent is also home to some of the strongest winds ever recorded. Powerful gusts can race across the ice at speeds exceeding 200 miles per hour. These winds are strong enough to knock people off their feet, damage structures, and create blinding snowstorms that erase all visibility. Imagine standing outside and suddenly being unable to see even a few feet in front of you. Now imagine trying to find your way back before your body begins losing heat. What makes Antarctica even more dangerous is its isolation. There are no cities, no permanent residents, no nearby hospitals, no highways connecting towns. If something goes wrong, help could be hundreds or even thousands of miles away. During the winter months, parts of Antarctica remain in complete darkness for weeks at a time. Temperatures plunge even lower, and many research stations become completely cut off from the outside world. In most places on Earth, if you face an emergency, rescue teams can reach you relatively quickly. In Antarctica, nature makes no such promises. And yet, despite all these dangers, scientists and explorers continue traveling there every year. Why? Because Antarctica is more than just a frozen wilderness. It is a place filled with mysteries, extreme conditions, and discoveries that could help us better understand our planet. But as you'll soon see, the deadly cold and violent storms are only a small part of what makes Antarctica the most dangerous place on Earth. One of the biggest reasons Antarctica is so dangerous is that the continent itself is constantly trying to deceive you. What looks like solid ground can actually be a deadly trap. Across Antarctica, enormous glaciers and ice sheets cover the landscape. Hidden beneath many of them are deep crevasses, massive cracks in the ice that can plunge hundreds of feet into darkness. The terrifying part is that many of these crevasses are completely invisible. A thin layer of snow can form over the opening, creating what appears to be a safe surface. An explorer can take one normal step and suddenly fall through the ice without warning. In such extreme conditions, rescue operations become incredibly difficult. But Antarctica's dangers don't stop at the surface. Nearly 90% of the world's ice is found here. In some places, the ice is more than 2 miles thick. Beneath that frozen layer are mountains, valleys, lakes, and landscapes that humans have barely explored. Scientists continue discovering hidden features beneath the ice, reminding us how little we truly know about this continent. Then there is the psychological challenge. Imagine living for months in one of the most isolated places on Earth. No cities, no crowds, no normal daily life. Just a small group of people surrounded by endless ice and darkness. During winter, some research stations experience long periods without sunlight. The lack of daylight, combined with isolation and extreme weather, can place enormous stress on the human mind. Researchers have reported feelings of loneliness, sleep disturbances, and emotional strain after spending extended periods in Antarctica. Even modern technology cannot eliminate every risk. Communication systems can fail. Aircraft operations are often delayed by severe weather. Ships can become trapped by sea ice. And when conditions suddenly change, even experienced teams can find themselves in dangerous situations. History is filled with stories of explorers who underestimated Antarctica. Some became stranded by storms. Others ran out of supplies. Many discovered that surviving in this frozen wilderness requires careful planning, discipline, and constant respect for nature. What makes Antarctica unique is that it does not need predators, poisonous animals, or active volcanoes to be deadly. The environment itself is the threat. The cold attacks your body. The isolation challenges your mind. The ice hides dangers beneath your feet. And the weather can transform from calm to catastrophic in a matter of hours. Yet despite everything we've discussed so far, Antarctica still holds one final danger that affects not only explorers and scientists, but potentially every person on Earth. And that may be the most alarming fact of all. The most dangerous thing about Antarctica may not be what happens on the continent itself. It may be what happens if Antarctica changes. Although Antarctica appears frozen and lifeless, it plays a critical role in regulating Earth's climate. The continent acts like a giant reflector, sending a significant portion of the sun's energy back into space and helping keep global temperatures balanced. Its massive ice sheets also store an extraordinary amount of fresh water. If large portions of that ice were to melt, sea levels around the world could rise dramatically over time, affecting coastal communities across the globe. That is one reason scientists closely monitor Antarctica every year. The continent serves as a natural laboratory for studying climate, weather patterns, ocean currents, and environmental change. What happens there rarely stays there. Changes in Antarctica can influence systems that affect people thousands of miles away. And despite decades of research, Antarctica still holds many mysteries. Scientists have discovered lakes buried beneath miles of ice. They have found microorganisms capable of surviving in conditions that seem impossible for life. Some researchers even study Antarctica to better understand what life might be like on other planets and moons in our solar system. In many ways, Antarctica feels less like part of Earth and more like another world, a world of endless ice, relentless cold, powerful storms, hidden dangers, and extreme isolation. It is a place where nature remains firmly in control. No matter how advanced our technology becomes, Antarctica constantly reminds us that there are still environments where human survival cannot be taken for granted. A single storm can halt transportation. A hidden crevasse can threaten experienced explorers. A brief equipment failure can quickly become a life-threatening emergency. Few places on Earth demand more preparation, caution, and respect. That is why Antarctica continues to fascinate people around the world. It is beautiful. It is mysterious. It is scientifically invaluable, and it is incredibly dangerous. From record-breaking cold and hurricane-force winds to hidden ice, traps and complete isolation, Antarctica presents challenges unlike anywhere else on our planet. The frozen continent may look calm from a distance, but beneath that blanket of snow lies one of the harshest environments ever known. And perhaps that is the greatest lesson Antarctica teaches us. The most dangerous places are not always the loudest or the most obvious. Sometimes they are the quietest, the coldest, and the most unforgiving. So the next time you see a breathtaking image of Antarctica, remember this: you are looking at one of the most beautiful places on Earth, and one of the most dangerous